Hey, I'm Jason Dotson, your local listing pro. Welcome to Checking Out Chandler. Today we're here with Councilmember Rene Lopez. Mr. Lopez, thank you very much for joining us.
My pleasure, Jason.
Awesome. I'm excited today. We're going to do a quick little through the years and some history about Chandler, because you are a wealth of knowledge. So fire away.
Chandler was the brainchild of a Dr. A.J. Chandler back in 1912, and decided that out east/west, so out of the west of Arizona, but east of Phoenix in the East Valley, he wanted to build his own ranchette and environment for some of his friends. He was actually a doctor in veterinary.
Yep.
So he came out, started up a ranch, and as a veterinarian with a lot of his gains there, bought all the land around what would be downtown Chandler now, and started Chandler.
And then one of the things, obviously part of the history of Chandler, that he was a rancher of is ostriches.
Yes, so he wound up in the 20s during the big ostrich fashion craze. He decided that he was going to buy up all the ostrich farms. He actually bought up, I think it was 3 ostrich farms, if I remember correctly, and brought them all into Chandler.
In 1920, residents voted to incorporate. Now we are the town of Chandler.
The city.
City of Chandler.
City
of Chandler.
City
at that
of
point
Chandler,
too.
yeah,
So.
in 1920,
Yep.
we incorporated. Yep.
Okay.
And helped define some of the boundaries of Chandler, and they've moved and flexed as we grow.
And if I remember right too, we'll give a plug to our friends at the Chamber of Commerce. That was one of the first buildings in downtown Chandler. Or the Chamber actually, did the Chamber started before the City of Chandler? Or I know they were right about the same time.
It was around the same time. I do believe they were a few months, if I remember correctly, maybe a few months before the city was incorporated, if I recall correctly. Yeah.
So they have their little claim to fame in downtown Chandler as well. And another couple more fun facts for those of us that like golf. You shared this with me. Chandler has a boastful, prideful history.
The San Marcos Golf Course was actually the first grass golf course. Now there's some competition that goes on between us and Phoenix
Country Club.
and Phoenix Country Club being the first desert golf course, and so San Marcos was actually the first grass golf course. So it was, I think it was built in
1913 is when they had the golf course open, and
then about a year later is when they added the grass. The first grass golf course. Also, another interesting tidbit on that: it's also the only golf course that is located in a downtown.
Did not know
so
that.
it's right adjacent. You can stay in the San Marcos Hotel, golf, and you have all the
perks of all the downtown Chandler.
Yep.
Very cool. Awesome. And then one of the other things that you shed light on for me that was pretty cool was the Nozomi history here in Chandler.
We have a Nozomi Park that's renamed over on 202 and Kyrene. Please go check it out. It's got some standing posters that give a lot of description of the history of the internment camp that was placed there. So the internment camp is actually located in the Grit, so in the Gila River Indian community, a little further south over, I think it's over down by Sackatoon. But we wanted to memorialize that.
And just for anybody who may not know, what is an internment camp?
So internment camp, this was during internment camps back during World War II. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, president at the time, there was a lot of concerns about the Japanese, the loyalty to Japan during the war. So they wound up actually interning all Japanese nationals, and they wound up training them down to the internment camp. So they kept them there until the war was over. They turned it as best they could into a home because it was families. There was kids and parents and grandparents. So they actually built ballparks. They built baseball fields. They built gardens. They built some gazebos in park areas or resting areas outside. And there's also another interesting fact about that is there were a lot of actually Japanese nationals that were in internment camps that actually volunteered to go into the Army or the Armed Forces and serve the United States government and the U.S. country, our country, even though they were interned and their family were in prison. It does show a lot of the loyalty that they do have, and that again those Japanese Americans still have.
And so the city of Chandler again has done a phenomenal job kind of memorializing and telling the story about that as well. Where can we go and find information?
The Nozomi Park has it as stationary, so it'll be there all the time. If you go to the Chandler Museum, you can definitely go see, and they have a lot more pictures, a lot more data or information, and details about the internment camp, who was there, a lot of the numbers. It's one of those in our history that we want to memorialize. We make sure
Yeah.
we don't forget
Yep.
what happened during the hard times that we had to grow through in this country, so that we can't and don't repeat them.
Well, thank you, Councilman, very much for joining us today and sharing the history of Chandler. We appreciate it. And stay tuned as we cruise around Chandler and check out some more awesome destinations.